From LEX 18, your official UK sports station for Big Blue Nation, this is BBN Tonight. Presented by Central Bank, the official bank of UK Athletics.
Welcome to BBN Tonight. I'm Mary Jo Perino.
And I'm Keith Farmer. Tonight, a complete recap of last night's Champions Classic involving Kentucky and Kansas.
We'll have the highs and lows of the game and hear from Mike Pratt of the UK Sports Network. In a battle between two elite blue bloods of college basketball, Kentucky was on the losing end of a close game against the Jayhawks last night. Let's break it all down in tonight's Big Blue Story, presented by Baptist Health. After a sluggish start from both teams, and I mean truly hard to watch sluggish, the Cats did catch a spark, go on a 15-zip run, take a 17-5 lead. UK's length proving to be a huge problem early on, but Kansas would surge late in the half, cut the deficit to 6 points at halftime, 35-29. The second half, I think Kentucky had 35 or 38 points until 10 minutes left. It was crazy. Kansas didn't play well at all either. Turnovers were once again a huge issue for Kentucky. They turned it over 16 times, just like they did against Richmond, only that was 21. But Kentucky still had a chance to win at the end, under 8 minutes to play. Cats take a 4-point lead after Isaiah Jackson, who was the bright spot, had one of his 8 blocks on the night that led to a Davion Mintz three-pointer. But Kentucky fell short in the end, 3 points, 65-62. Here's what Cal and Isaiah Jackson had to say.
And let me tell you what they did to us in the second half. They punked us. They just got fit. We couldn't even bring in a ball. And all they did was went after people, and guys just, it's not that important. We have to learn. You know, sometimes I think Bill Belichick said you have to know things that keep you from losing to learn to win.
Yeah, I had a lot of blocks. I don't want to think about that because we still lost. But when that last play, he boxed me. Well, I tried to box him out, and he pushed me under the basket, and I went towards the rim, and he just got the ball. That's my mistake. I told the team that was my mistake.
Listen, Isaiah Jackson really was the bright spot last night, his defense, his blocks. But the second half, Keith, just offensively, I can't figure out why this team struggles so much. They've got the talent.
I mean, Coach Cal said they were switching everything, and all of a sudden it becomes one-on-one, and that's what this team doesn't need to do. They don't need to go one-on-one. They need to make the pass, find the open guy, and so I think it just kind of broke down from there. Kentucky's offensive woes, well, they were mighty. Cats shot just 36% for the game and under 27% in the second half. The team had poor play at point guard with Askew and Mintz combining for 3 assists, and as a team, an 8-16 assist to turnover ratio. And big man Olivier Sarr got off to a strong start, but he was saddled with foul trouble after picking up his second one only 9 minutes into the game. And I think for me, that's what we're seeing. They didn't finish, as I said. You saw where Sarr had a great start, gets the foul trouble. Then you also saw where Isaiah Jackson was the bright spot, but really he almost had that double-double at the half and never got to the points to get that part of the double. I mean, he was close to getting a triple-double with the blocks.
There were times when Olivier Sarr was in the game where they were not running the offense through him, and they need to, because he's good enough to pass out. He can hit that jumper if need to be, and he can make moves in the post, but they just weren't doing that. They just weren't doing that. As for Kansas, many fans are wondering why Marcus Garrett was allowed to play when he was sick, even as college basketball and everyone else in the entire world deals with a pandemic. The senior point guard tested negative for COVID-19 on game day, but he was clearly struggling. Here's what Bill Self had to say about it.
He told us at shoot around that he did not even want, he didn't think he couldn't suit up. He wasn't going to suit up. He didn't want to go through warm-ups. He had a real problem with his with headaches and the bright lights, and his stomach was messed up, and he can't get his wind. And I don't know. I think maybe his uncle spoke to him or whatnot, but not at my request, but he may have. And next thing you know, he pulled a Willis Reed and said he's going to try. And I didn't know he's going to try until we got on the bus.
I believe they made it sound like both of his legs were broken just before game time. And then he came back from, being a war veteran. Like, they acted like he was the most courageous person on the planet, when every school every job would say you cannot be here right now, whether you tested negative or not.
Yeah, totally. A little too much on the ESPN part.
Yes,
no doubt.
Lord.
There was also unsettling news ahead of the game for Kentucky as we learned that Sunday's opponent, the Richmond Spiders, put their program on pause because of a positive COVID test and contact tracing. The positive reportedly was not a player. Meanwhile, Kansas' most recent opponent, St. Joe's, also shut down for 14 days because of a positive test as well, Mary Jo. So we're seeing it start to happen all over college basketball.
Yeah, so, I mean, I could have understood if they didn't even play the game last night because of that, but they did. Coming up next on BBN Tonight, we're going to bring in Mike Pratt.
The UK Sports Network analyst will offer his thoughts on last night's game when we return.